Good day, everybody. We have already discussed the lesson three of this chapter, right? So, after discussing the lesson three, we are now going to proceed with the presentations, with the presentation of your performance task. Okay. Um, Performance tasks are very important in this subject because as what we have learned already, this subject is kumbaga output based na subject that it really requires you to make an artwork or to let you produce an artwork that we will be discussing. So as part of it, also in connection with it, I am going to present to you the three performance tasks that you need to do. Pila ka bilog? Tatlo ka performance tasks inyong grahon. Okay? And you are going to pass it on October 16. Okay? To further elaborate on this topic or on this on these performance tasks, I will present to you the criteria, the guidelines, and the rubrics for grading. Okay? So that may guide ka mo kung ano inyo himuon. Okay? Kung paano nyo i-present or paano nyo ubrahon ang performance task. I really made this one because I wanted it to make it detailed. Okay? Ay gusto ko detalyado ang paghatag ko sa inyo isang task so that ipasa niyo sa akon ano man may quality man ang output ninyo, and of course makapasa ka mo on time, mabalaan nyo kung ano inyo i-hit dapat nga target or objectives nyo nga i-hit for these performance task. And I will also made this one kay para hindi na damo pinamangkot bala via messenger. Okay, kay tanan naging present na, gin present ko na diri sa video nga ni. So if your question is not related or is already answered using this video or in this video, hindi na kuya class mag-answer sa imo, hindi na ako mag-entertain, isinta lang ka, okay lang nga isinta ka. Okay, kaya para malantaw ka dito sa video. Okay, para mabaan mong instruction. Intindihan? Okay. Now we're going to go to the presentation kung anong mga criteria, anong mga rubrics sa tatlo ka performance task ng ubrahon nyo, and of course, ano nga mga performance task ang ubrahon ninyo. Okay? So we're going to go now. First, we are going to have the presentation of okay, so these are the performance tasks, okay? For the first quarter only, ha? First quarter only ni. So dapat matapos na siya before the first quarter ends. Contemporary Philippine Arts from the regions performance task for the first quarter. Okay, now we're going to further elaborate on this one. Wait for a while because my laptop is not, the PowerPoint is not okay. I think it's right here already. So these are some of the things. These are the things that you are going to do in this subject. I'm gonna make it bigger so that you'll be able to see it properly. Okay, so I think here it is. I just need to transfer my face here so that makita nyo ko gyapon. Okay, so here are the things, here are the performance tasks that you need to do on this subject for the first quarter. First, this one, painting, then collage, then assemblage or installation art. In assemblage or installation art like this one, okay, ari siya, you have to choose any of these two art forms. Okay? So, pwede ka kaobra assemblage, then pwede ka man kaobra sa installation art. It depends on you kung ano yung mga gusto. Okay? However, ang painting kag ang collage ya must be done gidya separately. So, tatlo na sila kabilog. Okay? Painting, collage, assemblage, or installation art. Do you get it? Now, I am going to present to you the rubrics and the guidelines for each of these performance tasks. Okay? Kaya para mabalaan ta gid, kung mabalaan nyo gid kung paano nyo ubrahon ang mga ginapaobra sa inyo. Okay? So, we're going to go to this one. Again, I'm gonna transfer my face. Dili lang anay sa may babaw. Ano, I think we have to discuss first painting. Alright? So, we will discuss first painting, the guidelines and criteria. So, here it is. So, the painting, I named it as your first performance task because this is going to be the first one that you need to pass dito sa may aton nga Google Classroom. Pero kung gusto niyo maipasa ya una collage or una niyo ipasa assemblage, okay lang gid kung sa diin niyo una ipasa. Basta ang label niya lang, ang pangalan niya lang is the performance task number 1, which is painting. Now we're going to discuss about the guidelines and for the painting video. And by the way, class, okay, now let's discuss first. Paint anything that you like as long as it is connected to the theme of seamanship. Okay, so you can just paint anything that you'd like to paint as long as it tackles about seamanship. Pag gusto kamo ya kung ano ya class ang inyo nga ano inyo ya nga i-discuss or i-tackle or i-paint, basta connected siya class sa may seamanship. Okay, pag gusto ka mo kung gusto niyo mga dagat, angkla, barko, janbi, okay, as long as it's connected to seamanship, it's all right. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next one. If your painting looks hard to interpret or understand, basi karon niya, you have a very deep understanding of your painting and it is only you who can interpret it and who can understand it, okay, make sure to properly explain it on the end part of your video. Later on, ihambal ko sa inyo kung ano dapat ang makita ko sa end part ng inyong video. Okay? So, dapat class, kung hindi masyado, for example, nag-paint ka sang daw, may mga symbolisms may mga metaphors, okay? Pwede din na class nga i-explain mo lang na ang imong side or ang imong point at the end part of your video. Okay? Next. The size of your painting must be 10 inches by 15 inches, or it is equivalent to 1/8 size of illustration board. Did you get it? Okay, so it is equivalent to 1/8 size of illustration board. So pag gusto ka mo class, if what are you going to use? You can paint on a canvas, mabakal gid ka mo canvas, or you can paint sa wood, sa paper, sa illustration board. Okay, I will give you the freedom, okay, to choose whatever it is ang inyong himuon nga kung diin ka mo ma-paint. Okay, ang blank space niyo ba lang, personal space niyo for that matter. Okay, so pag gusto ka mo kung diin ka mo yung ma-paint. Did you get it? Okay, next. Medium. When we talk about medium, it talks about the tools that you will use. Okay, these are the tools. For example, ang mga brush, ang mga painting, ang mga what you call this, ang mga colors, ang mga paint mga gamiton. Okay, pag gusto ka if whatever it is or anong mga materials mo class kumbaga nga gamiton in your painting, you can use acrylic, oil, watercolor, tempera, pastels, crayons, colored pencil, ink, charcoal, and mixed media. It's a combination of any of this one or all of this one. Okay? So that's mixed media. Or pag gusto, kaya kung wala ko din na-mention, class ang material nga gusto mo gamiton sa painting mo, kan magamit ka biya, for example, ang mga dagta or mga tinta mga tinta sang tawag din sang dahon or sang flowers, kay magamit ka bi coffee pag gusto kaya class, it's your freedom. Okay, as long as you can maximize whatever it is that you have in your house or you have in your resources, you can actually use it. Okay, next, you create a time lapse video. Okay, so class, anong ipasa niyo sa akon? Do you really basik pamangkotin yung self nyo, ay ano basik makadto pa kami dito sa may ilo-ilo para magpasa lang sang output. Okay, sang akon nga mga artwork, no. Okay, hindi na kamo diri class magkadto sa Jan B. All you need to do is to create a time-lapse video of the output you are making. Ano magamba ta time-lapse video class? Inaklakas ang daw gina-forward, ginapadasig-dasig nga ubra, okay? Nga video gali, magaubra ikaw or you're doing something or time-lapse, okay? Amo na class. And make sure to include your face and body on the video. Okay, so make sure that you have to include your face and body on the video so that I'll be able to see if it is really you who are working on the project that I want you to do, okay, or on the performance task that you're assigned to do. So dapat makita ko gina class ang itsura mo, ang lawas mo, hindi man super tanan nga lawas mo class, okay, dumiskin ang upper part lang, as long as nakita ko lang, okay, hindi man tanan nga dapat aragid all the time sa video, at least ang naka-flash lang una, kag na kag may idea lang ko, okay. If it is not possible for you to make a time-lapse video, kung hindi ka kabalo mag-edit or hindi ka kabalo mag-ubra isang time-lapse nga video, make sure that you record yourself while you are working on your painting. So, pwede mo na nga ma-record lang kaugalingon mo nga ginaubra mo inang artwork nga ina, okay? I-record mo lang and then that's it. Okay, makita. Basta i-record mo lang, butang mo ang camera mo da sa kilid do, then you record it, okay? Para pag gusto ka, i-pause mo lang, for example, i-pause mo lang, okay? And then forward it, or i-compile mo lang na siya to make it one video. Kung hindi ka kabalo mag-time-lapse nga magpa-forward, at least i-compile mo lang, or ubra ka ng video nga ikaw, gagapakita nga ikaw nag-ubra sang output nga ina. Did you get me? Okay, next. If you plan to work in your output by working on it during separate days, okay? For example, subong ka nag-umpisa sa imong output, then wala mo natapos. So, mapadayon ka sa next day. Okay? So, mapadayon ka sa next day. You can still make a time-lapse video. Okay? I-pause mo lang na class, then i-save mo lang. Okay? Tapos isugpon-sugpon mo lang na using an editor, ang tanan mo nga time-lapse nga video, every day mo nga ginakuha. Okay? Then, amo na, that's it. You must save each video you take every day and edit it for compilation. Okay? Then, kung hindi ka man, however, if it is not really possible for you to make a time-lapse compilation of your videos that you take sa mga separate na mga adlaw, okay? Sa mga, for example, may lagga-lagga ng adlaw, just make sure lang class, kung hindi ka kabalo mag-time-lapse, just make sure lang, nga isugpon-sugpon mo lang na ang ginaobra mo every day, okay, or ang recording mo sa self mo habang gaobra ka, isugpon-sugpon mo lang na to make it one video. Okay? Kung hindi kayo kabalo mag-time-lapse. Hindi required gid ang time-lapse. Pero kung kabalo ka or willing ka mag-learn, please use it, okay, as amo na atong gamiton. Okay? Amo na ang gamiton mo. Next. At the end of your video, you must have a close-up look of your painting. So, dapat kasi may close-up look ka sa painting, sa video mo about sa painting. Okay? Nga, obrahon mo. Okay? Dapat may close-up look gid. Okay? For example, amo ni bing banana. Amo ni abi. For example, amo, oh my God. For example, this is your painting, okay? So, sa video mo, at the end of your video, you should hold your painting, okay, like this one, and then record yourself, then explain it, okay? Kung dako gid ang imo nga gingamit nga canvas, ibutang nanda, okay, anak nanda sa ingon, then explain it, okay? Next. Then, before you end your video, you should record yourself holding the artwork you have made and explain it. Okay, so dapat nakauyat. For example, sa video mo makita ang ni painting mo. May close-up dapat para makita ko ang details ng painting mo. Okay? So dapat makita ng painting. For example, amo ni siya. Okay? So dapat may close-up look. Just imagine nga there is a painting there. Okay? Then, before you end your video, you should hold your painting, then explain your painting. Okay? If you cannot hold it, okay, bugat siya and dako siya, you can just touch it like this one. Okay? Next, be sure that your explanation is understandable and audible. You may explain it in the language that you would like to use, Hiligaynon, Filipino, or English. So pag gusto ka lang class, if whatever medium you would use for your explanation at the end of your video. So maka-Hiligaynon ka, maka-Filipino ka, maka-English ka, or a combination of these three. Next, remember ha, keep in mind that in scoring your output or your artwork, it is the artwork that I will give more importance, not the video. However, keep also in mind that you can only show your painting or your output if you have a nice and good quality of a video. Okay? So, hindi ko pagridan class ang video nyo, gid ha? Like, ang technicalities ang video nyo, mga transition nyo, and everything, hindi ko na pagridan. Pero may, may factor siya gamay. Okay? However, hindi na siya ang main focus ko. Yeah. Ang main focus ko, okay, for scoring is the painting that you have done. Okay? Amo ginayang main focus ko. Then I will give grade to it. And of course, you can only show it. Okay? You can only show your video or your painting kung nami ang painting. You can only show it nga nami manami imo painting if nami imo video, nami ang quality sang video, nami pag-edit mo and everything. Okay? Pero hindi na siyang focus ko ha. Okay. Make sure to do your artwork all by yourself because you are the one who is taking the subject. So it is your responsibility to do your own work. Okay? So as long as you do your own work and as long as I can see it on the video that you will pass to me, you're good. Okay? Next, pass your output in the Google Classroom. I will show to you the process of how to send your output in the Google Classroom. It's at the end of the video. Okay? It's at the end of the video. Dito niyo na makita class kung paanong way magpasa sang output sa Google Classroom. Alright? Now let's move on. Now, para may idea kamo kung ano gid ang himuon niyo bala class. I researched, okay, an example of how to make a time-lapse video, okay, of a person painting an artwork. Okay, so this is the link. You may watch this on YouTube. I am not requiring you to make it as great as this one. However, do your best to have your unique way of presenting your video, or you can even make it a lot better than this example. Just make sure you follow the instruction above. Now, let's try to copy the link and paste it. By the way, class, ang ini nga criteria bala, ini nga document, it's attached. There is my description sang YouTube video nga ini. Okay? It is attached there. And you can access it via Google Drive. So, pwede nyo na dito ma-download sa Google Drive. Just click the link. There is a description sa my YouTube, sa dalong. Then, you can go directly to the Google Drive and download the document. Okay? Ang tatlo nakabilog, the criteria and the rubrics and the guidelines for painting, the rubrics and the guidelines for the for the collage, and the rubrics and the criteria and the guidelines and the rubrics for assemblage or installation art. Okay? So ato na dito tanan sa isa ka folder sa Google Drive. Click the link below and then you can just go directly to the Google Drive. Okay? And this link, in this link nga mga example ko nga mga link, I also put it there at the description box sa YouTube so that you will isang click mo lang then makadto na dahil sa sample video nga ginbutang ko dire. Okay? Pero for example, ari siya. So I will just let you see anay kung paano how it looks like kung magubra time lapse video. This one is an example.
Need a professional logo for your brand? I've used...
Wait for a while. I will just change my screen. to make it the okay, this one is an example.
The new Wix logo
Wait lang,
maker to
hindi ko
create
siya
one for
class
my
na
startup.
ano na siya, ads na siya.
I'll show you how.
Parang video na
When I
like that
started this
one.
painting, I
This
had
is
a
what I
pretty
need.
specific idea in mind. It was going to be a cabin next to a lake with a nice sunrise, beautiful sky behind it. And although the finished result is pretty much just that, the whole painting went through a bunch of changes. So after I finished the initial sketch, I laid in what I had thought would be the composition for this piece. Autumn-colored trees, a nice soft, airy atmosphere, and some color on the horizon. Pretty soon, though, I ran into one of the most common challenges that I face: not being satisfied with the composition or the feel that the entire thing was giving me. So right away, I added more color to the sky, I brightened the sky, I started.
So that's an example of a time-lapse video of a person who is painting. All right. So I hope that you will do it on your own. And as what I've said, I will not require you to really make your painting as great as this one, because this one it was, I think, is created by a professional already. So as long as you can express yourself in a way nga ma properly express mong imong ideas, okay, it's okay, it's all right for me. Okay, um just make sure you follow the instructions that I am giving you, or instructions here sa muna, sa mga guidelines. Okay, now let's go to the criteria kung paano ko kamo scorean for this activity or for this performance task. um, Let's start with the craftsmanship. Okay, so amo lang yung matandaan yung class. Hindi ko na pag-explain isa-isa ha. However, you can look at it on your own na lang. Basahon nyo kay para at least mabalaan nyo kung ano dapat ang imuon nyo nga output, ano dapat ang inyo i-hit na target, kay para at least magtaas ang grade nyo. Right? Now, these are the following criteria. Craftsmanship is the first one. Technique or art concepts. Creativity, the shading or proportion, basahon nyo na. Technical inputs of the video, okay? Originality, overall impression. So, these are all the criteria. Artwork is for example, with the craftsmanship, you will receive the perfect score if your artwork is impeccable and shows no evidence of smudge, marks, rips, tears, or folds. No erasure lines showing. Technique and art in concept, you will receive the perfect score if your artwork shows a mastery of advanced techniques in composition. Inabala ang nami ka nami imo technique ya, may gingamit ka nga technique nga ikaw lang nakabalo and everything. Okay? Ay, do ikaw lang nakabalo. Di man nga ikaw lang nakabalo, pero like the unique sa bala class nga pag nga technique. Next, all objects are placed in correct space. Okay? So, dapat tanan naka-plaster maayo. Negative and positive space is balanced. Paper is completely drawn on and shows a background, midground, and foreground. Okay, so dapat may leveling ang imo ang imo nga canvas or imo nga painting. Creativity. If you will receive the perfect score if ang creativity mo, ang artwork mo reflects a high level of originality. It has originality, and you're very creative with the use of line, shading, or form in a highly original manner. Okay, the shading and proportion, you will receive the perfect score if your completed work is fully shaded, showing excellent placement of light and darks using excellent drawing and techniques. Next, Arisha class, you will receive a perfect score on this criteria, technical inputs of the video, if the video has an excellent quality and the painting is always seen properly. Okay? Originality. What is originality? You will receive the perfect score if your painting shows original content excellently. Then overall impression, you will receive perfect score if the painting depicts excellent enjoyment factor, meaningfulness, and positive moral and values. Okay, so these are all just about the painting. Now, we are going to continue discussing about collage. Okay? Do same lang na sila gyapon sang guidelines. Pareho lang sila inyo sundon pero may mga kinalain lang nga gamay. So we will discuss it.